Today on Gadget Guys, we're going to cover something a little different. We're going to do a very unusual comparison. We're going to compare a Dewalt electric backpack snow or leaf blower with a gas Makita backpack leaf blower. Now, typically you compare similar classes of objects when you're trying to decide between one or the other, but we really want to provide you with the opportunity to make a decision as to whether you should go electric or gas. First up is the Dewalt 40V Max cordless backpack blower. The model number is DCBL590X1. This is the Dewalt's first product at the leaf blower category into this market. They're really targeting contractors with their 40 volt line, and it includes a leaf blower and a few other devices with interchangeable batteries. There are some really cool advantages to this specific leaf blower or snow blower, however you want to look at it. It's very light. It's basically an electric motor and the turbine and all that stuff. So it's nowhere near as heavy as the typical gas, where you have the gas tank and the heavy engine and all of that stuff. It's also very, very quiet. So you'll see as we look later in the videos, it's a lot quieter than some of the gas-based ones, and way quieter than even a 4-stroke engine. So it's good in areas where you don't want to have a lot of noise pollution. There are restrictions sometimes on that. And also, just as the average user, as you're using it, you don't have to worry about ear protection. It really doesn't get that loud. Now the drawback to it is nowhere near as powerful as a gas blower, and we are kind of comparing it against one of the most powerful gas blowers out there. But you'll see that it may be more than powerful enough for what you're looking for. So that's why we're kind of doing this comparison to see if electric makes sense for you, or if you need to go something that's really powerful like a gas one. The other cool thing about this is they call it zero maintenance. So that means you're not mixing gas and oil. You're not having to add gas if it's a 4-stroke, or even adding oil in that case. There are certainly batteries you need to charge, and you can charge them overnight and you just pop it in. It does have the ability to have 2 batteries. Strangely enough, you have to switch between them, so it's a bit of a weird system. Rather than them just working together, you do have to physically select which battery you're using. But all in all, it's a great blower, and it certainly has been very useful, and I do appreciate that it's light and quiet. So let's sum this up. This is a very quiet and light backpack blower. It is not as powerful as some of the higher end gas ones, but I personally find that it is more than powerful enough for what I need. I'll leave it to you to decide if those trade-offs are worth the little bit of loss in power. Next up is the Makita 4-stroke MM4. This is one of my favorite gas-powered blowers. It has a lot of advantages over the typical 2-stroke engine. It is a lot quieter and, interestingly enough, often lighter. Typically, 4-stroke engines are heavier than its 2-stroke counterpart, power for power, but this one somehow manages to be very powerful as well as very light. So that's a great selling feature for it. You will see in the videos that it is a lot stronger than the Dewalt, but that's purely because of the engine on this. It does output about 200 miles per hour and 670 cubic feet per minute, and so it's got some beef to it. Now the trade-off to that, especially when comparing it to the electric one, is that it is louder and it is heavier, and a bit pricier as well. So it turns into what your priorities are. But that being said, this still is an amazing blower, and I really do enjoy using it. You'll see in the comparison how much more powerful it is. So to sum it up, this is a very powerful backpack blower. However, it is heavier and noisier than the electric one we're comparing it to. Don't get me wrong, this one isn't that crazy and heavy, but when you compare the two, there certainly is a big difference. Now it's time to see how these blowers compare and how they actually blow snow. First, we're going to run through them individually. So we're going to look at the Dewalt first and then the Makita second. Then we're going to actually do a side-by-side comparison in real time of the time to blow each half of a driveway. So we'll run through those, and we'll start with the Dewalt. Next up is the Makita. You'll notice two things here. One, it is significantly more powerful and also significantly more loud. In case you didn't notice, we kind of handicapped the Makita a bit by giving it the harder side of the driveway, the side that someone had walked on and driven on, and still didn't really struggle too much with that. And you'll see how much quicker it was when we run this side-by-side comparison. As you can see, the Makita was the clear winner in clearing efficiency in the least amount of time. Now, the other blower from Dewalt did a great job, and it may be more than suitable for most people's applications, and may not need something as powerful as this, and may really appreciate the trade-off that it's lighter and quieter. So just because this one was quicker doesn't mean it was the best, and we're actually not going to declare a winner either way. But from a pure standpoint of being the quickest, the Makita was the one that came out ahead, let's say. But there are some great aspects to the Dewalt. Now, for some interest's sake here, I want to highlight that there is a point in time where the snowblowers become a little bit less useful, and that's in the case of deeper snow. So let's have a look at how the Dewalt does in deeper, heavier snow. And I very quickly gave up because I was not really getting anywhere. Let's have a look at how the Makita did. At least it was starting to blow snow, but it still was rather painful. As you can see, given enough time, I would have been able to blow all the snow with the Makita, but these certainly do have their limits in deep snow. Hopefully the video today has given you an idea of the different options available and how they rank gas versus electric, and given you enough information to make the right educated decision for yourself. For me, the right decision was to get out my snowblower and clear the snow that way.